Hi friends, welcome back to another video with me. My name is Cotton Candy Doll. If you're new here, then welcome. Welcome all. So today we're going to be talking for a really long time. This video is going to be really long. It's a little cringy. There's a lot of things in the title you guys probably saw. And I'm going to explain everything. Also, this camera is absolutely shit. Like, I tried to put my webcam on here because it's better quality picture, and for some reason I'm having trouble with it. My computer updated recently, so I have this one. The quality is like 10 times better. I can't figure out how to make it work. I've tried everything. I've literally been spending over an hour working on this, and I said, you know what, screw it. Also, how's my bright lipstick? You guys think it's too bright? I was told this is the color of depression. Is that true? Like, I don't know if that's actually true, but anyway. So I'm here to tell you guys about what happened, and it took me a really long time to do this video because I couldn't muster up the courage to go back after what happened. And so tonight I'm probably gonna skip out on going. A lot of things has changed. I don't want to spoil too much. I hope I don't spoil much. I don't want to give away too much information from you guys either before I tell you the whole story. But I don't really want to string you guys along for like a long, boring video or whatever. So, I think I've shown this guy to you guys before, right? I'm gonna make like much more of him because he actually has like a little gloss over his body, and I think as it gets old, it starts to like it doesn't look very good. It looks kind of gross. But I have these little things, these little octopus things I've been making. I don't know. So I've been looking at that. I might do another white one like him or do a different one. But that's beside the point. Like, so how's everyone been? How have you, been doing? Because I've been doing not that great. I was gonna say that. I have not been doing too great, guys. Um Face looks like fatter, doesn't it? I kind of look a hot mess a little bit, but I'm trying to fix it up a little bit for you guys so I wouldn't look like a complete ragamuffin. Also, how does my background look to you guys? Does it look okay? You guys know I kind of want to avoid talking about what I gotta say, but I made a huge mistake. I did something I regret 100%. So me and Madara, our friendship has gone from being like normal, regular friends to kind of a domestic violence situation. Except he doesn't hit me. It's more me hitting him because of how he approaches me now. He thinks that's okay. It's really not. So as you guys know, I put up a poll earlier, and the poll was like, I asked you guys what gift I should give. One person said teddy bear, another person said cake. I don't think I've had anyone say music box, maybe like 1%. And so like I went off of the cake because someone told me you can't really go wrong with cake. Shout outs to you, whoever you are, because you texted me like it had to be like 2.5 weeks ago. You texted me and said cake. And I thought, you know what, teddy bears that takes a long time to make. I know I make them, but they take a really long time. And I thought about just making him like a teddy bear head and stuff, but Madara might take that as a threat and think like she said she's gonna decapitate me or something. So it's been really hostile lately. So ever since Boo did that mind thing to Toshinori, he hasn't been the same. He has been, I feel like he lost a great chunk of memory. Like a lot has been erased. And the thing is, you're messing with someone's mind. I don't know if Boo did something to him and then Madara did something to him to make him how he is, but he is not the same. So I went back to my hero, and the first thing I did was visit Toshinori because even though like he forgot about everything he was yelling about, how he said like you don't spend time with me or you're not gonna whatever, I decided to go see him because it's the right thing to do. So I went to Toshinori's house, and when I got there, it was all good. He was like, "Do you want coffee?" And then he was like, "How do you like your coffee?" And it was like silence. We were staring at each other, and I'm just like, Toshinori, you know how I like my coffee. You know how I like my coffee. He's like, okay, well, all right, I'll make it for you. He makes it for me and hands it to me in the little cup that I like. I sipped out of it, and I'm like, this is really bitter. I'm like, Toshinori, are you okay? He's like, "Are you okay, Cotton Candy Da?" And he kept like doing like this with his fingers, like twiddling his fingers. And I said, "Okay, something is not right." And I'm like, "Toshinori, what's going on? You know how I love you. You know how I feel about you." And I went to touch him, and he backed up, and he's like, "I think you're moving a bit too fast." And I go, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! This is a joke. This has to be a joke." After all the things, all the crazy in the school, in the closet, like the freaking amusement park. Toshinori, what are you doing? But then he's like, I feel like you should go. So I'm like, okay, I'll leave and then I'll come back later to check on you because I don't understand what's happening. Granted, I haven't found Boo yet, okay? I'm walking around my hero and I see Principal Nezu sitting inside of a tea shop. He's drinking tea. And I'm like, well, that's weird, you know. I guess I'll go in here because usually he's in his office around this time. But it's off. And it's a regular day during the week, so it's not like they don't have school or anything. You should be in the school. You're the principal. Like, why are you out here? So then I thought, you know, did I shift somewhere wrong? Did I shift here wrong? Did I end up like in an alternate universe? Did Madara mess with something? And these are not my hero characters because they're not acting like it. So I go in there and I'm like, Principal Nezu's like, it's Cotton Candy Da, come sit down. I'm like, okay, it's Cotton Candy Da. Like, I repeated what he was saying. I'm like, he goes, I need to have a talk with you and Toshinori. I'm like, what is it about? No, I didn't say what is about. I said whatever about. Like, shit. I hope he doesn't notice. Like, I'm sorry. Sorry. No cursing for me. I'm not gonna curse, guys. Oh, okay. We're only 6 minutes in. Cool. Okay. I think that's good. We're making good timing. Good timing. My thing is, I don't want to hold you guys up too much. I know people have busy lives. I know people are working and stuff. So, Principal Nezu was like, something is wrong with Toshinori. I can't get him to. He won't get into the teacher mind frame. It's like he lost something. So I'm like, oh, okay. He's like, you know something, don't you? I'm like, no, I don't know anything. I got here and he was like that. He said, well, Toshinori has been this way the whole week, if you haven't noticed, but you don't come here enough. So now I feel like I'm being lectured because I've heard Keigo say that to me before about Frodo when he first got there. And I'm like, look, I can't be here all the time. I can't. So he's like, okay, well, I'm just letting you know, Toshinori is in danger of losing his teaching position because he's just not in the right frame of mind right now. Like, I don't know what's wrong with him. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm like, okay, well, I'll have a talk with him. I'll see, He's like, you do that. I'm going to talk to him tomorrow. So I push in the seat, which is, okay. So the cafe had like these round tables. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the white metal tables. It's like flower embroidery around it, but it has holes, okay? So imagine a metal table made out of like a flower. It had that. They had like umbrellas over the tables, like that. And he was on the inside though, and they had the umbrellas over him. And then the floor had like it was like pink, but it also had like diamonds. It had like red diamonds in it, and it had the outside of the rug had like, because it was like a rug, like it almost kind of looked like a runway rug, but it was like really decorated, really pretty. And then so it was just weird because you had all that, and then you just had this space up there, and everyone was like behind the cash register, and it didn't look like that space was supposed to be empty. It looked like something was there, but someone like removed something from there or whatever, something big. Like, I feel like there should have been like a table or something in that spot. But when you talk about time travel, you talk about what was actually there and what's no longer there, and what's there in the future and what's not there. So basically, you subtract the amount of space between that time and this time. Like if I was to take this chair I was sitting in and move it, but you would measure the space between the end of the chair and the beginning, like from the front to back from where I was. You take a measuring tape and you measure between that space, and then remove that from that space, and that's technically time travel. You remember what's in that time. Never mind. I'm a huge nerd about like space and everything, and time and space gaps and all that stuff in reality, and time travel and stuff. Sorry, I got off the subject, but anyway, I'll go back to what I was saying. So then I leave out, and I'm kind of like worried. I'm like, well, I haven't found Boo yet, and Toshinori's mind is still jacked up, so I need to go find him. And, so I'm like, let me bring Madara his gift. So I go get the gift from Madara. It's in this nice box, and I didn't know if I wanted to like give him like a knife and fork with it, or if I just wanted to get like some plates because maybe he might want to share the cake with me. I wasn't really interested in eating it because I don't like red velvet, and Madara's favorite cake is red velvet. Um, it's like red velvet chocolate cake. I got him like the cream cheese frosting on it. So his cake. That's why I did the okay. So if you guys notice the thumbnail, the gift is red, and then I have like a, a white ribbon on top of it because it's red velvet cake. So I'm like, well, let me go to Madara or whatever and see what's wrong. So I shift to Madara, and when I get there, he's like, I thought, so originally in my mind, I believe Madara was upset with me because I felt like maybe I overreacted a bit too much on the drowning. I know he would never purposely try and hurt me. Also, so anyway, whatever. I'm not gonna. I'm not even gonna go there. Anyway, so I go to Madara and I find him and I'm like, so I'm basically standing in this empty space. Okay, it's gray. It's just this gray space. There's nothing in there. There's no wind. There's like echoing, and I'm like Madara, and I'm calling him, and he pops up behind me, and he's like, "Hey," he's like, "What's that you got in your hand?" I'm like, "It's your gift. I wanted to apologize for how I reacted. I know you wouldn't really want to hurt me, but I've had a lot of things happen to me over time, and I just want you to understand that, and I just want to give you this gift and say sorry. And then this is basically a peace offering." He goes, "Cool." So then he takes the cake. He opens the box. He's like, "Oh," he goes, it's my favorite cake." He's like, "You know, this is my favorite cake." I'm like, "Yeah, I know." So then he goes like, "Come on, let's go sit down." So in this gray void area, we're sitting like on the floor, and it's weird because you would think the grayness would. It's weird. Okay, it's not grass. It's not like ground underneath us. It feels like air. It feels like we're sitting on top of like plastic or something. It's weird. And then there's this fog, so you really can't see a lot. So then I'm like, Madara, can we eat somewhere else? He goes, anywhere I am with you is. He says, anywhere I am with you is enough. But okay. And so he's like, we'll sit here. And I look up and we're at a picnic table. We're in the middle of like a park. So then he's like, wow, this is really good. So I'm like, okay. I'm watching him. And what he did was, so the way the cake was, is basically like one of those cardboard cakes. You just pull down the sides of it and you can eat. And I had the fork there. And I'm watching him like devour this cake. He's just like stuffing it in his mouth, but he's not getting any on his mouth. It's so weird. And I'm like, so I gotta, cause I need to ask you for something. And he's like, well, what is it? I'm like, he goes, stop it first. I want to talk to you. I'm like, okay, what is it? He's like, so you know that you just told me, you know, I would never hurt you. Also, if I was to like murk you in this day, I'm just like, I'm kind of shocked because he said murk. Okay, no one used that word. He's like, murk you. In that state of mind where you are, you will be stuck with me, and I will be stuck with that version of you in that state of mind. So, if you're, say you're like killed in a different reality, or you die in that reality, whatever version of yourself is there, it might really be you, but it might be the angry. You might be angry or happy. And at that time, I was angry, so he would have been stuck with that angry version of me for eternity. Like, he would have to deal with that version of me, but just being angry. I mean, dying happy is a gift, right? It really is, especially if you're in the right reality. But so he was explaining that to me, and I'm like, I kind of already know something about that. He goes, oh, okay, good to know. And I'm watching him eat like almost the last bite, and I'm like, you're not gonna ask me if I want any? He said, you hate this. I said, says who? You don't know that I don't like red velvet chocolate cake. I know you've heard me say I like chocolate cake, so why would you assume I wouldn't like this one? Who told you? He goes, oh, a little birdie told me. A little birdie. I'm like, Toshinori. He said, no. I'm like, I need your help. He goes, what? I said, Toshinori, um, mine is kind of messed up. And I was wondering if you could fix him back to how he was. He said, I have no problem doing that for you. I said, and I need help with something else. And he looks up and he puts down. So he like does this. He throws the fork down and he does this. He's like, how may I help you? In an arrogant way, like, oh, you need my help. I said, I cannot find Boo. I really need to find him. I'm worried about him. I'm worried sick and I don't know like where he is. And Madara is like, okay. And he keeps eating. So I'm like, are you gonna help me? He goes, I know exactly where Madara is. I'm like, is he with you? Is he with, has Madara, I'm like, has Boo been with you the whole time? Because that sure would be something, Boo and Madara, Like Boo, I don't know how he would end up with Madara though. That's weird. I go, who told you about the cake? And he's like, of course I'll help you. I'm like, okay. So he's like, because nobody in My Hero knows I don't like red velvet. I've never had red velvet cake there. So nobody there would know, okay? And I haven't been to any other realities except here. So there's no one who could have told Madara that unless he read my mind or was following me. And when I said, yeah, I hate like red velvet cake, I never said that. So I really want to know, so I keep bringing it up, and he keeps just brushing it off. Like, sorry, this is like coming apart here. I look a mess, don't I? I look an absolute mess. Okay, so I'm like, who told you about the cake? He's laughing it up. He's like, I know one thing. I'm like, what? He's like, Boo is not getting out unless I get him out. I can do that for you because you're asking me. But if I do it, what are you gonna do for me? So I'm like, what do you mean what I'm gonna do for you? I just got you cake. He said that was a peace offering. What are you going to do for me? I said, you know what? Whatever you want. I just want my cousin. I said, no. I will. And he goes, so now you're changing what you said. You said you do whatever you wanted, whatever I wanted you to do. And I'm like, no, I wasn't not going to say that. I'm like, I just got it mixed up, okay? That's not what I meant. He goes, okay, sure, whatever. And I'm like, what? He's like, whatever. You never ask me what I want. You just want to do what you want. Do what makes you happy. Because your happiness is more important than mine. I said, okay, where did this come from? I said, I just brought you cake as an apology. That's all. He's like, I want a do-over. I said, what kind of do-over? He said, a do-over. I said, of what? He said, the beach. I want to go back to the beach with you again. And you'll clearly see that I've never intended for you to drown you. I didn't intend for that at all. I had another thing in mind other than that. And I'm like, what else did you have in mind? And he's like, he sat back and he was just staring at me like, I'm like, what? He's like, you want to see? And I'm like, not really. He goes, fine, whatever. I'm like, are you going to help me with Boo? Are you going to help me go get him and wherever he is? He said, no, I'm not going to help you because I feel like I shouldn't help somebody who never helps me. You never try to. I said, okay, well, I said, I'm going to be upset about this. He's like, he goes, well, that sounds like a personal problem. He goes, he said, it's your loss, but it sounds like a personal problem to me. And I'm like, wow, Madara, really? I'm like, wow. He goes, unless you, decide to do what I want you to do. Are you going to do what I want? I said, fine, we'll do the do-over. He goes, that officer's off the table. You didn't take it fast enough, so that's gone now. I want something else. I'm like, what do you want? He was like, you know what I want. I'm like, no, I don't. Madara, I don't know what you want. And frankly, I'm not here to... I said, well, then, if you're not going to help me, you know what? I'm just going to go look for Boo by myself. Because, ideally, that's what I'll do. I'll take, some of his slime. And I'll, go over and I'll see if, I don't know. Like, I don't know how I would I was just like, if I can't do anything else. And Madara is like, fine. He's like, I'll show you where Boo is. And guys, I'm telling you right now, like, Boo has Boo. Boo was here the whole time. Okay. Um, when Boo came back to this reality with me, he wasn't here long before he got caught by the alien catchers. You know who they are. 51. Area 51. They have Boo. Madara, he's like, I'll let you see him if you want to see if you let you decide if you want to help him or not. And I'm like, what? What do you mean let me decide? There was a tube. He had all these things like in his arm. There were scientists around him, like testing him. And the worst part is when he showed me it, Boo looked up and he's like, and he put his hand on the glass. And I heard him saying, I Cotton Canada, help. Like he was mouthing it like help. And then Madara is like, oh, that's so funny. He's like, I'm like, what? He goes, you act like you can speak with him through your mind or something. You know, you don't have mind. He's like, you know, you don't have telepathy. You can't talk to him through his mind. First off, Madara, he's an alien, okay? Aliens communicate with telepathy. That's how they talk to each other. And that's how they talk to humans without you moving their mouth. They're not like us. You don't know what you're talking about. So I saw him and I'm just like, oh my God, I gotta go help him. He goes, wait, where you going? I'm like, going to go help Boo. I need to go to the reality where he is. And Madara is like, stop. He's in your reality. I'm like, what? He's like, he's in your reality. Yours. I knew it looked familiar. It didn't look colorful. You know, My Hero and all the other places I go, they have this glow about them. I'm going to explain it to you. When you travel to another place like Jewel Pet or, let's see, what's another one? Fruits Basket. Or if you go to like Naruto, or if you decide to go to Dragon Ball Z or Jujutsu Kaisen or any of these places, or Gretzko or something, not Gretzko, what's it called? Yeah, Gretzko, if you go to any places. So the reality there is really colorful, and that's because when you do travel there, your aura or your energy into that place, you can see the energy around you, and so the way it looks is like, you know how you have a picture on your screen on your TV and it looks really tint, and you try and add more color, and when you add too much contrast to it, some of it, the color looks like it's bleeding off. That's what it looks like. Okay, but it's not bleeding in a way that makes it look blurry. It's actually bright and colorful and clear, and you can see it and you can feel everything. You can smell the environment, everything. And I just knew, like, I'm like, okay, well, I'm like, shit. So now I have to accept Madara's help because I don't know how to. First of all, I don't know how I'm gonna get him out of there. That's one. Two, obviously you can't just walk into there. No one can get near that place. So I have to solely depend on Madara. And he's like, do you want my help or not? I was like, yeah, Madara. He goes, great. So then, like, I blink like this, and I'm in a different place. I have on, like, this white dress. So the white dress is kind of above my knees. It's a little bit short. And, you know, I have on these open toe, like, sandal heels. They're silver, and they have, like, a heel on the bottom of them, like this big. And I had, like, jewelry and like, gold on my hands and stuff, and my nails and stuff are done. I just look nice. And I'm just like, oh my God, I look so good. He's like, you do look good. You look beautiful. And so I'm like, what's he doing? And I turn around and he's talking to a guy. And there's another person. There's a guy dressed in like, people who dress like that, they're dressed really fancy in the hotel, like they have on like the suit. He had a bellhop, and he was like on the bellhop, like coming toward me. And he put like some bags on there, and he's like, I have your bags. I'm going to take them up to your room. And I said, okay. So he took them up to the room. And Madara grabbed my hand like this. So I'm holding his hand. He's kind of pulling me. I don't know where I'm going, but he's pulling me in that direction. So I'm kind of being dragged, but I'm following him like really quickly, just trying to keep up because he's bringing me really fast. We get to the elevator, we get upstairs, and he has a key card. And Madara had on like a suit. He was dressed up like really snazzy for no reason. He had like the handkerchief coming out of the pocket. He had like gloves on. He had a bow tie on. He smelled really nice. He's like, "This is our room. We're gonna be staying here for a week." And I'm like, "We're gonna be staying here for a week." He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, he's like, "There's our king bed." I'm like, "Okay, we have a king bed." I'm like, "Madara, what do you want?" He's like, "We have a king bed. Our TV has cable. It has everything on it." I said, "My cousin is in trouble. We need to go get him now." And he's like, "We're not going to go get your cousin until I get what I want from you. I want your undivided attention." I'm like, "Okay, well," he's like, "You need to act like you like being here too. Otherwise, it doesn't count, and I'm not going to help him." I said, "Okay, okay, fine, fine." Um, Seeing Boo attached to those tubes, seeing all that stuff like in him, I literally lost it. Like, and I'm not gonna cry on camera, okay? But I did not want them to hurt my cousin. I didn't want him to get hurt. So I went with Madara, and he's like, "We're gonna stay in this room for a week." And I'm like, "What about Boo? We have to get him." And he's like, "We'll get him when I'm done." I was like, "Madara, what do you want? Like, what do you want from me? Just tell me. Like, we want." He's like, I want to be a couple." I'm like, "But we're not a couple." He's like, "But that's what I want." I said, "But we're not." I said, "Madara, we're not a couple." He said, "That's what we want. That's what I want." I was like, "Fine, as a couple, what do we do first?" He said, "We lie together first. I'm going to go get in the shower." And I'm like, "What?" Because I'm going to go in the shower. And I'm like, "No." He's like, "You want to save Boo, don't you? Look at Boo. He's in trouble. He's helpless. Do you want to see him again?" I'm like, "No, I don't want to see him again." He goes, "Okay." I'm like, "This is blackmail. And I'm going to hate you for this." He's like, "Yeah, but this will be my one memory I can keep reliving over and over again as many times as I want to." So you're willing to like force me into like having a relationship with you just so you can relive it over and over? You have a serious problem. He said, "And if that doesn't work, I have something else under my sleeve." And I'm like, "What else could you possibly have under your sleeve, Madara? You've already got Boo. You're holding him captive, basically, because you're not trying to help me save him." He's like, "If I save him right now, will you leave me alone?" I said, "Yes. Yes, please just get him out of there. He's in Area 51. Get him out." I don't know how long he got there. I know he was here, but he probably wasn't here long before they got him. So, in the United States, no, not in the United States, there is a satellite that picks up any type of wave, electricity, anything, any submagnetic power, any power. It's like an electric magnetic pulse generator. It's like one of those, like an EMP device. Um, and I guess that's how they got Boo. But he is an alien. So he's like, "I'll get him right now. I fine. If that's all you're thinking about, I'll go and rescue him now." I said, "Okay." And the first thing I thought was, as soon as he leaves to rescue Boo, I'm out. I'm gonna take off. He's not gonna see me again. He's gonna have to force me to come to his aid. And Toshinori, I don't know. His mind is just gonna be up forever because guess what? I'm not coming to Madara for help again. Like, not after this. This is too much. Okay. our friendship is going to be ruined. That's the first thing I thought. Like, our friendship is going to be ruined. It definitely is. So he walks out of the bathroom with a towel on, and I'm like, he starts coming toward me, and I'm like, so I'm backing up on the bed, and so like the way the bed is, it's not against the wall. It's like, you've seen the hotel beds, right? I don't know what hotel. It was so fancy. Like the floor was so like the carpet was really plush, okay, and white and clean, okay, and there was like paintings and crap on the wall and everything. I don't know. It was like, it was really really nice, like a Victorian style hotel or something. Anyway, so I back up and I like go to the other side of the bed, and he starts laughing, and I'm like standing. So imagine the bed being here, me standing on this side. He has a towel on, and he's on this side. He goes, "What are you doing?" And he's laughing. So then he like goes over to the other side. Like imagine someone doing an hour to run around the bed to get me, and I just flipped over to the other side, and he goes, "I could do this all day," and I'm like, "No, stop it!" I'm like, "Help, Boo!" You know, he's like, "Boo is helped. Boo's safe." I'm like, "How? You didn't go get him?" He said, "I didn't need to go get him. It took like a second to just take him out of there." I'm like, "Where is he now?" He does this and shows me Boo like fast asleep in his bed, back at um, Endeavor's house, back in the room next to Frodo. And I'm like, I haven't seen Frodo in like a week. I should probably go see that little villain. That's literally what came to mind when I saw him. And I said it out loud. And Madara is like, okay. He's like, he backs off. He's like, okay, I won't rush you. He's like, you'll take a shower too. I'm like, okay, yeah. I'm going to go. I said, I'm going to take a bath because he's like, yeah, go take a bath. Whatever. So I'm running my bath water. I'm like, okay, I don't have to do this. I can leave. Like, but I don't know, what will he do? Will he try to put Boo back there or something? Like, so I'm running my bath water. I'm like thinking, like, what the hell am I gonna do? Like, I don't want to sleep with this guy. I don't. I want Toshinori. I have to find a way to get Toshinori out of this myself. And he's gonna have to come to my rescue because I can't rescue myself, right? I have to do something. So I'm running my bath water, guys. I finally work up the courage to get inside because I'm just staring at the water, and I'm just like, I'm gonna come up with a plan. I'm thinking of a plan while I'm sitting in those bubbles in that huge freaking tub, because the tub was massive. Okay, you could fit like 4 people in there. It had jet pumps in it, so the bubbles were like. So I'm basically underneath like the bubbles. My hair and stuff is wet. I just don't care. I'm sitting there, and I hear Madara's like, Cotton Candy Doll, where are you, my love? And I just stood still. I just sat still under the bubbles. And then I heard him make a sound, like a sound. And then I felt someone get in the freaking bathtub. I'm like, and I'm just being really still. And he's like, I know you're in the water somewhere. I can't see a thing in here. It's so bubbly. Like, what's up with all the bubbles? And he does this and makes the bubbles go away. And I'm like this. So I'm like this, like covering myself. And I'm like this. And I'm like, I'm trying not to look at him. I'm looking away because he's like naked. And I'm like, he's like, you look so scared. What's wrong? What's the matter? Did something happen to you, Cotton Candy Doll? And he's rubbing his hands through my hair, and I'm like this. And he's like, he got his hand here and stuff. And I'm like, I just didn't want him to touch me. He's like, I interrupted your bath. I'm sorry. And he gets out. So he leaves, and I'm like, can you put the bubbles back? And he just slams the door. So now I'm in the tub. I'm like, there's no freaking bubbles in my water. So I get out, and I wrap myself up in the towel. And I'm like, okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put my clothes back on and then make a run for it and hope that, I can get out of here faster than he can realize that I'm out of the tub. So I get out and I snatch my towel off and I look over and my clothes are gone. So I'm like, okay, well, I wrap the towel around me and I come out, and he's standing at the door. And he's like, you had me waiting long enough. And I'm like, still waiting. It's kind of chaos. It's like, still waiting. There was no way to avoid what was going to happen. Like, I couldn't run away from the situation. I couldn't. Like, there was no way. I knew I wasn't getting out. Like, I'm going to have to screw this guy. And I'm going to have to let him screw me. And then, I don't know, like, is this going to become a new. I'm just thinking, like, is this going to become a new tactic? Like, is this Boo, oh my God, say Boo. And then I don't think he would put Boo in danger. He just got him out of danger, but he could have done that without manipulating me. And he's very manipulative, and I don't like the manipulative of it. What do you guys think happened? Just imagine in your head what happened. That's probably very accurate what happened. Um, so we both had towels on, and I had mine tied around me kind of tight. But that, I knew that wasn't going to work anyway because it's a towel. The whole bottom of the towel was open. And so, like, I wasn't going to run because running is pointless. The Naruto run is like that. Imagine someone running back and forth like this across the, not across the bed, but around the bed. And you're just flipping over. Like, it's a ridiculous thing to, like, think about. You just, like, don't want to be gone. So, yeah. So he kissed me first. I kind of just went with it because I'm like, okay, it can't get worse than, like, the kissing, right? Because I think maybe if we were okay with just that, but then he, like, started, like, filling me up and stuff. And then he took his towel off. And then he, like, pushed me on the bed. And he had his hand on the knot where the towel was. And he just did like that and removed it. So I was, like, naked and then exposed to him. And he started smiling. And he was like, "You're so beautiful." And, like, I was trying not to, like, look at him. I did not feel right. And I don't feel right talking about it either. So I did like this. Like, and he's like, "I'll be gentle, I promise. Like, I know, like, you're a virgin." And I said, "I am not a virgin." He goes, "Okay, well, regardless of whatever, I have the whole week with you to do this." And I'm like, we don't need to do this for the whole week, though. Like, we can do one time, and then you can just be like, yeah, like, one time with me or whatever. And, like, just agree to that. That's good enough. And he's like, "No, I don't agree to that." He said, "Oh, she, we're only going to do it once." And he started to back off. He's like, "Your sister is so beautiful. She is gorgeous." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, he's lying. He's lying. He hasn't seen my sister. She's in this reality, okay, guys? You want to know where my sister lives? Those YouTube videos where it shows, like, a house? It's like one of those cozy rooms. It's got pillows. It's like the wintertime videos with the fireplace, and then you can see the snow falling down. That's where my sister lives, like Denver. She lives in Denver. And she lives, like, in the mountains where it's beautiful and airy. And Madara is like, "Your sister is so beautiful, da da da." And I'm always like, no, I'm like, you know what? I can't deny she is beautiful, but check it out. You haven't seen her, okay? So stop. All right, stop it. You have not. He goes, "Whatever." He, like, pulls me to him. And then he enters me. he entered me. And I didn't really go with it. I kind of fought him a little because it was, I mean, he wasn't Toshinori or Keigo. So, you know, he was like, "Can you relax a little bit?" And I'm like, he's like, "I think I like her. So while we're doing this, you're telling me you like my sister." I said, "That's really pissing me off." And I whispered it. He said, "I was only watching her. That's all." And he's still like, imagine this motion going on while we're talking about a family member. It was just a turn off anyway. And I wasn't turned on to begin with. And he goes, "I think this is enough. This will make me happy." And he stopped. And he's like, "We'll continue later." And I was kind of mad. I was just like, I was sitting there, right? And I got like, I grabbed my towel back and I'm like this. And he goes, "What? We just had our first time together. You don't have to hide your body from me now. I know what you look like." And he started laughing. And he walked into the bathroom. And I'm like, screw this. You know, I'm going to leave. And he already rescued Boo, right? So he's not going to put Boo back there. I would hope not. He wouldn't be that kind of monster. But I also wanted to check on my cousin but I knew he was asleep. So I'm like, I guess I can just shift back here for the time being. Because, yes, me and Madara had sex. I slept with him. Okay. So I left there. Yeah, guys. I left. Okay. That's not even the biggest. That's not even all of it. That's not all of it. Okay. So I had been talking to my sister. I had just started talking to my sister. Um, Maybe like 3 or 4 weeks ago, we started talking and calling each other every morning, just as like encouragement. "Girl, you can do it. Hang on," and stuff like that. But it's different when it comes from a family member who loves you. You just feel like you can do it, and it's great to get that kind of encouragement. I love that sort of thing. And I thought, you know what, it was time to call her again. And so I'm talking to her. You know, regardless of what Madara said, I just didn't think about. I just didn't think about it anymore. It was over. And then she goes, "I'm talking to my sister. She's saying, yeah, I do this and that. I was like, how is it where you are? It's still nice there." She's like, "Yeah, she got to come visit. So I'm supposed to come visit her during Christmas to spend time in that winter paradise, cozy cabin corner place, whatever, right?" She goes, "I noticed there's been a guy." I'm like, "You got a man? What?" I'm like, you got a boyfriend now?" She goes, "No, he's not my boyfriend or anything." She goes, "But I see him and I kind of," she's like, "I don't know, I get kind of like happy." I'm like, "Why?" She's like, "He reminds me of like," she said, "he looks like an anime character, just like one." She said, if there was, I would have to say like Kakashi, but with black hair." She's like, "His hair is kind of wild." She goes, "But it's really neat and he's really cool looking." And he wears all black. It's not a trench coat, but I don't know what it is, but it's something over his arms. And he has something on his face to cover his face. So I can't see his full face. I only see like the eyes. And the eyes are kind of weird. She's like, "I've seen him recently, like a lot." I'm like, "Looks like an anime character." She said, "Yes." You guys remember, so when I first started my YouTube channel like 2 years ago or something like that. Remember Insanely Happy Laughter? Remember him? Remember I used to be like, you guys might hear some insanely happy laughter. Remember that? Him. He knows who Madara is. So if he sees him, my sister is not really anime. She doesn't really watch anime. She watched some anime, like she's watched Promise Neverland, Attack on Titan. I think that's really the only one she's ever really watched like that. I don't think she's not really she said she might check out Castlevania, but she's not really like, she's not gonna know who Madara is. My nephew will though. If he sees him, he will know. But she said, yeah, I've been seeing him. And then I guess after I talked to Madara, right? I went back there again to talk to Madara. I'm like, listen. He's like, oh, you're back at the. He's like, I've been waiting for you to come back. You know, it's only like our second day here. I said, okay, I'm not gonna do this with you because already have a boyfriend, and it's not right that I'm doing this. And he's like, well, I can fix Toshinori. I'm like, what do you mean you can fix him? He's like, I can fix his mind and put him back to normal. Boo won't be able to do it. Boo's done it too many times. He won't be able to do it, but I can do it. I can set him back exactly where he's supposed to be. I can put everything back in place. You just have to stay with me the rest of the week. I said, okay, what are we going to do the rest of the week? He goes, some of yesterday, and I'm like, no. He's like, well, you didn't really enjoy it that time. I could tell. I know it's strange having me as your first. I'm like, you weren't my first. How could you be my first? He's like, well, I made you into a virgin again. First off, that's impossible. You can't do that, okay? You can't do that to me. I have to want that in order for that to happen. He's like, well, why were you so uncomfortable then? I'm like, I don't know. It's been like... And I'm like, oh my God. Did he make me a virgin again? I don't appreciate that crap. That's not fun, okay? So I'm like, well, promise me you'll turn Toshinori back. And I will do whatever you want this whole day. Because you know what? It's over. It's already done. Like, I already slept with you. It happened. I can't prevent it from happening. So I said, I'll spend this one day with you. We'll do whatever you want. Literally anything you want. You want to do it? Fine, we'll do it. Whatever. Just know that I can't consider you my friend anymore because a friend wouldn't do that to someone. A friend would never blackmail somebody into sleeping with them, no matter how they feel about them. Because real love, you let love go. If you have a true love, you let that love go and you let that love be free. That's how you take care of, So then he said, okay, I will switch him. I'll make him completely normal. Your life will go back to normal. But just give me this moment with you. I can live it over and over again. So then he sat down and he's like, I want you to sit on my lap. So I came over, I sat on his lap. We started making out and everything. I removed his jacket, his shirt. He removed my little clothes I had on. I didn't have on a lot because what was the point? I wore a dress. He just took the dress off. At least he didn't rip my stuff like Kegel was doing, ripping my clothes and stuff. But, we was it took us a minute. I couldn't get used to him for anything because, like I said, he did that. That's not my fault that I was uncomfortable. And I was not happy. I was just upset because I'm you will have the most power over me because I have so many people in my life that I care about and you know them. I don't want you to mess with my sister because there's literally nothing I can do to stop you because you can teleport to her. And she every time she sees him, she's laughing because she thinks it's hilarious that there's someone who looked like they walked out of an anime. But she has no idea it's Madara. She said it looks like Kakashi, but Kakashi does not have black hair. His hair is silver. And I said, if his eye is covered, it might be and he has silver hair. She goes, his hair is not silver, it's black. But she's like, it's so cool, it's so wild, and just, I'm like, okay. So then, so me and Madara, the whole freaking night, I just couldn't stop him. And, it gets to the point where now I'm protecting what's here too. Come on. When does it end? Maybe I'll have Boo help me with him later. But, so after we were done, I was just getting dressed and stuff. He said, I wish you could lay here with me. And I'm like, well, I gave you what you wanted. Are you going to keep what you said with Toshinori? He goes, yeah. He's like, I hope this doesn't change anything. And I'm like, Madara, I don't have the same, I can't think of you the same way I did before this happened. No. I said, of course I think differently of you now. You're a monster. And he's like, okay. Oh, monster. Huh. He's like, I'll act like a monster then. I'm like, what does that mean? He's like, I'll act like a monster. You're saying I'm a monster, I'll act like a monster. He said, run off to your little man. He's fine. He's healed. His brain is all together. He's normal. I was like, what are you going to do? He said, nothing. So I'm walking by him, and he pulled me to him, and he, like, was trying to kiss me and stuff. And I was, like, fighting him, like, get off of me, like, punching him like this. But he started laughing and stuff. And then he let go. I guess he thought that's funny. Because I can't really push him. I can't really punch him or hurt him. Yeah, this video's been like 50 minutes. I know. I don't know what to do. Like, he has too much of stuff of mine in his hands. Like, when you shift somewhere and you get invested, be careful. So I came back here, I shifted back and everything. The next morning, I was talking to my sister, and I told her I would call her later in the afternoon. In the afternoon, I called her. She said, I saw the anime guy again. I'm like, what was he wearing this time? What did he look like? She said, well, this time, I guess, I don't know what it was. She said it was weird because he was wearing like this big hat. She said it was like a top hat or something. It was like trying to hide his hair. And then out of nowhere, I guess she was like walking or something. He started power pressuring the ground, like cleaning the ground or something. I'm like, that's weird. She goes, it's kind of weird, yeah, but she goes, every time I see him, I'm just like, oh my God, I can't, because he looks like it. She just starts laughing, and I'm like, like, that doesn't make me feel like happy about anything. Like, is he doing that to tease me or taunt me because I know who he is and she doesn't? And he wants to let me know he can get close to my family members. So, like, he has a huge, like, I have a huge weight on my shoulder now because I don't know, like, what to do. And the sister I have, the one I have now, I've always had it my whole life. The one I have four. I have four sisters, okay? And I'm the fifth. And I don't have any brothers, okay? No brothers. She'll be the one to call. She will commit you, okay? If she think you hallucinating or anything like that, she will commit you. She's definitely not someone I can talk to about this type of experience at all. So I can't explain anything to her. And Madara knows that. I don't know what to do. Toshinori, what should I do? I don't know. You need to just do it yourself. You need help. I know I need help. I don't know what to do. I don't know what I should do. It made me sleep with them twice. I was uncomfortable both times. I did not get anything out of it. I don't think either of us finished or anything. I think he just wants to just, like, me for no reason. Just to do it. Because he can, because he has these things he's holding over me. I don't like having stuff held over my head. I really don't. Boo is something new. I have not talked to Boo since he got back. Madara probably already told him I rescued you. He's probably like, I rescued you from those people. It was me who did it. You know. I've had Toshinori for like. I just want Toshinori. I have to sleep with him because I have to sleep with Toshinori. It's gonna make me forget about Madara. But now Madara's approach, whenever he tries to, like, whenever he sees me, whenever I go see him now, He'll like appear and like hug me and try to like kiss on me and stuff, and then but I'm like fighting him the whole time, like punching him or whatever, and he just starts laughing. He's like, let's go, and he'll take my hand and drag me, and I'm like walking with him. So I told him I don't really like the relationship we have now. I want to go back to the old one. He says he likes a new relationship because even though I'm not happy, he still can get what he wants from me, and he's satisfied enough with that because he knows he can't have a. He says it's better than the. He says it's better than a relationship where he's just an onlooker or something. No, he gets to be a part of my life and stuff that way, and you know, he has like a piece of me or something. And at first I thought he said piece of me, and I slapped him, and he was like, "No, a piece of me." I'm like, "Oh, I heard you wrong, piece of meat." Yeah, that's what's been going on. It can't get any worse. It can't get any worse. I don't know what to do. So yeah, I'm lost. I'm trying to come up with a plan. Like I want us to be back to normal friends again. Without that, I'm not going back to no hotel with him. Um, Making me forced into like giving it up to him. But then it's the things you do to me too. Like that wasn't right. Why would you make me a virgin again? Like an asshole. He's not small either. Yes, I don't know. I wonder if I should talk to Toshinori. Tell me what you think I should do. Should I talk to Toshinori? Should I tell him what's going on? Or should I keep it to myself? Because if I tell him and Madara finds out, Madara might try to like kill him. I don't know. That's the whole reason I started hanging out with Madara in the first place. He was blackmailing me from the beginning. And it just got worse. This is 10 times worse than anything. And I just feel guilty as shit, and I just don't feel very good about it. And I don't know what to do about it, so my guide is not here. He could have just whisked me away from the situation because he's not here anymore. He left. Now I have Pillowface, and Pillowface doesn't work against Madara. If I shift somewhere and I'm not pulled there by Madara, I can leave. But if he pulls me there, I can't just leave. And say I call Pillowface and I leave, he can also make me come back or decide to just do whatever it was he said he wasn't going to do if I participated with him. So I feel like he has a serial killer mentality. He definitely does. Like if he was like here in this realm, if he decided to come here, he would probably kidnap me. He would probably kidnap me and put me. You guys know that's my worst fear. That is literally my worst fear. Like, I was telling you guys, remember that video I was telling you guys about? I think Ashley Judd plays in it. And she was like a freaking boxer. She could beat anybody but. Like, if anyone tried to break in her house, she would just like kick their ass completely. And I was saying how, like, that's my worst fear. Is being, like, kidnapped by someone. Because they just keep somebody who just collects people and just puts them somewhere and just collects them. That's scary to me. That was the horror movie in the olden days, you know. Yeah, I say olden days because I'm old, okay. That was a horror movie to me. Those were the real horror movies, not the people wearing the mask chasing you with chainsaws and stuff. That was a real thing that could happen. Somebody could take you. They still can for sex trafficking or whatever. But this is different. I'm talking about someone who just wants your whole life. It's dangerous to me. This version of Madara, he said it's all him. I wanted to believe it wasn't really Madara. It was somebody pretending to be him like a clone, but it's not. Because he was able to rescue Boo, and only Madara can do that. Only he can do that. That's why I knew I had to ask him. I just didn't know he was going to do all this. I gave him cake and I gave him cake. I don't think you guys understand the translation. I gave him cake and cake. So he got 2 different forms of cake from me. So he didn't eat that first cake, right? Yeah, I don't know what to do. Tell me what to do. Um, I feel guilty. I want to talk to Toshinori about it. But if Madara knows, it's over for them. I can't ruin their lives. I'm thinking about my kid too. Like, I have to do what's right for Frodo too. I can't be dumb. I have to be really. There's nobody. I can talk to you guys about it, and that's it. I can't tell my sister about it. She'll have me committed. She'll just say, I believe she's losing her mind, okay? Let's put her in a mental hospital so they can help her and give her pills or whatever. Or just, keep a watch on her because she might be a danger to herself. These are my older sisters, so they're not. My youngest sister, that's closest to my age, she'll believe what I'm saying, but she's not gonna. She's not gonna. She's crazy. She's not gonna understand what I'm saying. She's gonna be like, okay, yeah. Like, it's not gonna be like, okay. I'm glad Boo is okay. That's what matters to me. Boo is fine. I can't believe they freaking got him as soon as he got here. But they said there are satellites that pick up on large power or power sources, and they knew exactly where to catch him, and they knew how to keep him without him. They knew how to not to let him out. That's how much power they have here. They know how not to let those things out because obviously we have aliens here. We can't go anywhere near that area. You guys remember the Naruto run when people were trying to stand? They were gonna Naruto run. That's probably not even where they keep them. They were like, we're gonna free some aliens tonight. Remember that? I don't know how many of you guys remember that from years and years ago, but it was this big thing on social media, and actually Homeland Security responded and they said we would shoot each and every one of you or something. Yeah, they did. I'm gonna go get shot trying to rescue my cousin, and then I end up with them because they're like, how is he your cousin? Like, if you guys like this video, don't forget to give this video a like. If you hated it, please subscribe, support my channel so I can keep doing my videos and getting these things off my chest. I feel like I lost. I do feel like I lost something. You know what? I feel like my pride was taken. Like, that wasn't the only thing I lost when I lost to Madara. Like, I lost more than that for sure. Because I lost control of what's happening. I don't think he's gonna keep asking for anything. I just think he's just gonna. Like, I wonder if he'll go back to normal after this and act like nothing happened. And just secretly he can go back to that place where he's with me. Like, that's what I'm thinking. I don't know. Guys. Well, I just want him to stop coming here. Stop coming here. Stop harassing my family and stuff. Stop telling me you saw them. How did you know I didn't like how did you know I didn't like red velvet chocolate cake? I think he knew because he probably heard me and my sister talking, or he probably was next to her while she was talking, listening in the background, stalking her, and he probably heard everything I said. Because I've never said that in my hero. Like, I've never said what I dislike there, because there's nothing there I dislike in my hero. I like all their food. I even have a picture. Oh, I took a picture of something. I wonder if it went through on my phone. It's called All in One. Their restaurant is called All in One. I don't think the picture is here. You can't take it with you. You can't. Oh, this video is a whole hour. Yeah, I'm gonna end the video here. Let me know what you think. I'll see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching. Toshinori, tell them bye. Bye, everybody. He doesn't sound like he doesn't sound like you don't sound that way. You don't sound that way at all. Toshinori, help me. Help me, Toshinori. I am here. He is here, but he can't do anything for me. Okay. Join my Discord. Join my Discord. Let's talk about it. See you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.